Hello everyone. Yesterday we left off after we had a fight with the dragon. I think he was called Midsoma. I hope I got the name right. What was that so loud? That was loud. Yeah. We had a conversation with an Asian named Nabrialis, who noticed that I was missing something. The blessing that the dragon took off me. And Moonbreeder wanted us to go back to Minfilia. So let's go back to the Rising Stone and have a chat with her and see if she's alright. Let's have a look. Oh, instant cutscene. You're here. Master Louis Soik's staff is kept in the solar, isn't it? Quickly now. Oh yeah, the Asian guy was after a staff. I totally forgot about that. And it's gone.
You two!
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you.
I thought Minfilia knew that I lost my blessing.
The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Habrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on.
Hello, Siren Amaya.
But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
Yeah, I really am enjoying the story so far. It's really interesting. Really curious where this is going though.
You will not harm her!
the fuck?
Moonbreeder!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings.
So basically what we need.
How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird that we just stand there and let him do his monologue and not help Menphilia. I guess it would also kind of ruin the cutscene if we suddenly start shooting him or so.
Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
Guessing this will turn into another rescue Menphilia mission then.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
Eight-man dungeon. Oops. If I would have known that I have to make a dungeon now, I would have started the waiting time before I started the stream. Now we have to wait so long. Light data center? I'm not sure I know what you mean. Oh. I mean, it was just a server that I chose in the beginning, so... So I think you're telling me that you also have a light on this server or another one of the light datas then. I played part of Final Fantasy 15. Hadn't finished it yet, and then I kind of forgot how to fight, so it got a bit frustrating. But might restart that, it was lots of fun. I also started the remake of the 7th part. But since I'm playing that with my best friend together and we are hardcoring Elden Ring at the moment, we kind of forgot about that. Yeah, been quite a while since I made that character. I was playing on and off, so I completely forgot how all that server stuff worked. My best friend's been playing it for a few years and he kept talking about it to our whole group. Basically trying to encourage us to play, so he has people to play with that he actually knows. And over the time it piqued my interest, so I thought I'd give it a bash. He's always excited when I tell him how far I'm in the story and what I've been up to. Plus I really like the style. I'm still on free trial. I really want to buy the game, but I kind of hope for a sale in the near future. Because with Christmas and everything coming up, money is a bit short. Yeah, the only wall I hit so far is that money is kept at 300,000, and I then suddenly had to find a way to get rid of my money, so I bought some minions and some music, and sadly I'm nearly back at 300, so I need to find a solution for that. We can go into the dungeon. Let's so we better than the one I did earlier for my for the campaign that you're working with, the Flames ones. We died a lot and I don't think any of us knew why. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I love my part. Tried playing the music, but I think I just tormented everyone standing close to me, so I stopped that. I plan on trying to learn it in the future, but it's a bit confusing when you kind of know how to play keyboard and then it's suddenly really different than how you actually play. Let's see, hi to the party I'm in. And let's get this started. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do, so just follow the others and hope for the best. No, we still can't attack him. Where did he go? Sorry, I just saw your comments about the orbs. Okay. Different type of fight. The same one. See, it's a different one. Thank you for explaining to me that orb stuff. Raise be the healers. Otherwise I would be dead now. What just happened? Okay, arena change. Okay, we can't target him yet. Okay, I guess that was not what I was supposed to do. Yeah, probably the best idea. I just stick at the back with the healers. And shoot these tears. Yes, we get him. Thank you. Oh, not many people left. So it's a shame when everyone instantly leaves when you're trying to give out player recommendations. Hey, I get one as well.
You're safe. Thank the 12.
What? It's not okay. Just get rid of him.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come?
Yeah, fair enough. It's always nice to give out these recommendations. At least as a new player. Don't know if people have like 10,000 of them still think that.
Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
I hope they can lock him away. He's annoying.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
What trickery is this? No! Cannot! No!
Deserved.
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free! Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down La Habrea with the Blade of Light. Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me! I shall make you pay for your insolence!
Please let it work. I don't want to have to fight him again.
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
only we had a bit more ether.
I mean, we're surrounded by the corrupted ones. Please don't destroy the whole
Moonbreeder,
town with it
what are
though.
you doing?
Master Louisoix, I understand now. The choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Urianger. You damned old coot.
She's gonna kill herself? What the?
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
I really like that character.
What? No! It cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands. Does Urianger know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Charlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Charlayan behind, Master Louis Soir gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her. For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louis Soir I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louis Soir hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louis Soir's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louis Soir's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Ether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Okay, that was intense. Let's see what she has to say to me. Never have I seen Riaji so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Charlian manner to celebrate Moonbreeder's life and mourn her passing. Oh. I guess. But the mountain thing you talk about does sound interesting. I would really like that. Don't think I would ever get that many recommendations though. Okay, let's talk to Minfilia again. She wishes to guard the science and honor the fallen Moonbreeder. As Moonbreeder was a native of Sharlayan, I feel it's only fitting that we gather before the mark of the scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? Thank you. At least like this I know I made a kind of good choice. It's a monumentum found at Rutherfrost and it's sacred to Thaliak, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Okay, let's see where I have to go on the map. Oh, it's not that far actually. Other MMOs. I did play World of Warcraft Classic, but stopped when our guild broke apart. I gave New World a try when that came out, but that was just a mess. I gave The Elder Scrolls Online a try a few years back, but it wasn't really mine. So at the moment I mainly play Final Fantasy when it comes to MMOs. Any that you play that you could recommend? No. I don't want to find it. I have never heard of them, but I will have a look at them.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser, but I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death. A fair exchange.
How can something so small and cute be so evil?
Other bargains will be struck.
Yeah, but just because you're old doesn't mean you have to be evil. Grumpy, okay, that's a pretty common thing for older people. I don't know. I mean, the first encounter I had with him, he tried to kill me, then stole my blessing, and now is my pet. Am I going the right way? No, I'm not. How did I get here? Okay. Zooming out really helps. And who knows, maybe in the end he will be helpful. I mean, he kind of has to give us something, given that he took the blessing from us. Okay, let's see what Ophelia wants. Do we have said our farewells? The pile of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me. As antecedent, it's my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Laladri? I do, because even though she was only here for a little while, it's so sad that she's dead. There's a new interesting character. It's as if a dagger has been thrusted into my breast. Okay. But it's a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. Hello, Zillion Grey. Happy to see you back. The battles we have fought have taken the life of so many. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Moonbreeder, our fellows of the Walking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need to remind you of this, of course. It's for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of my own chosen path. If I do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Laladri. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come. You know, sometimes it actually helps if you just find yourself a corner and cry it out, instead of swallowing and building it up. Oh, what is this? Okay, it seems to stay into. Okay, no. Couldn't even read it all. Minfilia has a request for you. When don't they? Have you a moment, Liladri? I believe Ida wishes a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbreeder's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Of course, let's go and talk to Ida. I never tried that one before. But interesting. Hey, it's Liladri. Great. She kind of does seem happy. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know? The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this, which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. That sounds really sweet. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and, well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Wraithfrost. So, let's go and collect a flower for our lovely Ida. I think she's here in the city. Yeah. Oops. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Aldrich trinket to trade? See, my chocobo was so shocked, she just disappeared. They've got you running errands now. Damn science really know how to make the most of your talent, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously though, you'd best learn how to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell that Ida lass I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. God knows she needs to. That was a bit mean, given the circumstances. But she is kind of true, they make me run for everything. Yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, nothing wrong about fillers. Some are good, some aren't. Same in TV shows, animes, and co. So let's see what Ida has to say. Rowena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she said it again, and then again, and then again. It drives me crazy. What I mean to say is I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Here is the moon daisy. Moonbreeder love these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
That dragon should come with a translator, so I actually know what he's talking about. I was not expecting to see so many dragons.
Is that what I think it is?
Yep, it is really bad.
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
My guess would be that the Ishgardians want to talk about the dragons. And maybe finally a proper alliance. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little time to mourn. The envoy from Korthas will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. The envoy is here. I thank you for receiving me at such a short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly. You come with news of the Dravanians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the Central Highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Emeric himself, sallied forth with a contingent of Templar knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. It is reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks thus thinned by the Horde. Sir Emeric would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well. I shall depart for Cothas at once. I must warn you, however, that involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ulda must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our cause to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well. I shall send envoys to each of the allied nation, and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Emeric's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request. A personal appeal to you, warrior of light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellow's involvement. You faced Midgard Soma and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. It would seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Laladri. Or, we could just go together, if you would stop teleporting. It does not look good. What's going on there? Oh, it's the one who summoned Shiva.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus. The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Okay, before we make our way to Camp Dragonhead, I will quickly grab another drink and be right back. I am back. And yeah, I have to agree, it's really good to stay hydrated when dealing with dragons. Water against fire. Really good. I can teleport there. Yeah. There he is. It seems I was the swifter Laladri. You two, however, have arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about Cam tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. And with that, he normally means he goes there. And I found out what's going on. I like Alphinaud, but he kind of sends us around to do stuff every time we speak to him. And is never present for any fights. At least the other Saiyans help out from time to time. Yes, he does. If I'm not sure how old he is supposed to be. I mean, 16 is not that bad as an age. But I also don't know how old people can get here. So, if it's like high fantasy elves, then he would basically be still a baby. Let's see what this dyspeptic dragoon has to say. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. She seems very angry. What does this trembling Temple Knight has to say? We need not fret overmuch. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. Oh, he's worried about his mother. It's really sweet. Tenterhook Temple Knight. What is tenterhooked? Never heard that before. When I laid eyes upon Lady Isard, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. So he's also scared. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the uttermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards, if our first line of defense can be so easily shattered. So, we have one worried, 2 scared ones, and one who is ready to kill everyone. That's not the best situation. Fair enough, so most races have pretty normal lifespans. But why do the Vera, are they the bunnies, or am I throwing the races around? Why do they live so long? But let's see what Orphanot wants from us. It would seem the heretics struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Science, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies. We chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretics' treachery. Lady Arthild led a force of her followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Emeric awaits you. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about, Zillian Grey. France's appearance throughout the history of Evil Eyes? Okay. Orphanot seems eager to return, then why just don't do that? Never played Final Fantasy 12. Lady Isard has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we were bid and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Hongefort will know where Sir Emeric means to receive us. Probably in that weird room again that has a name, but it's still just a normal looking room. I don't know why they do that. But yeah, it makes sense that if they have a recurring character, that they at some point need to explain how it can still be alive. So I'm guessing that's the only reason they are so old. It's reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland tethers upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, our heroic presence strokes the flames of courage within my heart. But you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to me prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and will treat with you in the intercessory. Yeah, that's the weird room I was talking about. Greetings, madam. Shall I show you inside? Yes. He should know me by now, given how often I've been asked to come in here. I thank you for coming with such haste, and apologies for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Isard and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we are but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Orphanard, I think it more important than ever that this meeting takes place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend in Stall Alley, Estanian. May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. So, you are the adventurer of whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fair sang in anticipation of our meeting. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I would share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. It would seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldrath, the beast is said to have terrorized Corithos since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless effort to raise the city. The trophy Haldrath plucked from the beast's wormy skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nikod, the dread creature would be restored to the heights of his strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounded at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades might suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. They are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights would labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, and inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. And that is especially true with the great worms, they who spend centuries in slumber only to wake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies, 20 years for him to gather his strength and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creatures, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covered the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must need address the ragged hole their mistress had seen fit to rent in Ishgard's protections. Its a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem you have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive informations with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangements concerning the keeper of the lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in the conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravania. When the Eorzean alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? He kind of has a point. I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravania. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Korthas would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beast and beastmen. Until the Gallians' arrival, that is, for you may have certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Korthas. They would not even have to draw steel. That's also a very good point. An imperial province sharing a border with Mardona, 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to the face of coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar. Allow me, Sir Emeric. Through the power of the eye, I have become the vessel of Nidhogg's strength. His essence has stolen in my very own blood. Fear not, I'm in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wherever I go. A lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidhogg's voice. Then the worm who roared. Was Nidhogg, aye. He means to hurl his horde against Denethan's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt, the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister state of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Emeric was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I supposed one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the antecedent. Niet wat mijn Filia has to say.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
What's going on? Minfilia would have you assist with the preparations being made for the defense of Ishgard. I have bid the Archeans travel to the assigned nations. Should the member of the Alliance agree to pledge Grand Company soldiers to Ishgard's cause, our comrades will be on hand to act as intermediaries for the duration of the conflict. The small matter of persuading the Alliance leaders to grant such support I leave to Orphanod. For you, my friend, a different task awaits. I would have you reach out to your fellow adventurers and gather what allies you may for coming siege. I would also have you consider the matter of our own security. Revenant's Toll is but a short flight from the snowfields of Corthias. It is not unimaginable that the fighting may spill across the border. Pray brief Slothburn on the brewing conflict and discuss potential contingencies. The frontier settlers must be prepared to all that might wing its way over our walls. I only hope that such precautions prove unnecessary. Before you leave, might I suggest that you have Tataru accompany you? She has a talent for administration and a firm grasp of the practical challenges we may encounter. That's a good idea. Let's go and speak to Tataru. We are rather close to Corthias, aren't we? We'd best see to our own defense and take stock of our supplies. Oh, and we also need to have beds and bandages laid out just in case. A good receptionist is ready for any eventualities. Let's go, Laladri. I have 101 things to discuss with Reborn. Well, she's eager to do that, running off into the distance. She really is. I appreciate your warning. If war is coming to Corthias, then the tunnel must be made ready. I'll increase the number of patrols and lookouts immediately. I'll also see about finding rooms for an infirmary, as well as temporary housing for victims of the conflict. Ishgard has done well by us in the past, and I will return the favor. But as for rounding up volunteers for the fighting itself, I'm afraid I must disappoint you. I will not send my fellow guild members to die on Ishgardian soil, and I am certain headquarters will say the same. There will be no official Adventurers Guild presence at the siege. That said, each adventurer is of course free to do as he or she will. I shall have a word with some of my more capable colleagues on your behalf, and you might try your luck here in Revenant's Toll. I dare say there are a few stout souls about town who will answer your call to arms. Let's get started, shall we? We have a town to rouse. It's cute how excited she seems about this, given that we are at the edge of a war. Spare me your talk of glory and fame. I am not in the habit of volunteering for lost causes. I've survived this long by trusting my instincts, and my instincts tell me to stay well away of Ishgard. From Ishgard? Interesting. What does he want from me? Ishgard sounds like she's in a right mess, but that ain't what I want to talk to you about. I need yet to cast your mind back to that scuffle with the Empire out of the processing plant. A lad from Little Almego by the name of Wilred was there with the Fourth that day, and I want to know if you've seen him since. Have you? God damn it, I feared as much. No one's bloody seen him. It's like the ground opened up and swallowed him whole. But that ain't all. Around the time Wilred stopped turning up for duty, them black market weapons went missing from our vault in Ulda. So now, of course, half the brave suspect the lad of making off with the goods. Folk like to believe our company's disciplined fighting force, but as you and me both know, it's no more than a motley collection of mercenaries, adventurers, and Grand Company veterans. The only thing that binds us together in some vague oath about fighting for the freedom of all. That and the steady pay. Now, compared to most others in this crew, Wilred's a fresh-faced novice, a bleeding whelp amongst wolves. But the boy's got passion. When he talked about being a guardian of Eosia, he bloody well meant it. A lad like him wouldn't rub us blind and bugger off like that. He ain't the type. And then, and this is just between you and me, mind, there's the fact that the lad wanted to tell me about something queer he'd noticed in the ledgers. Something about the graves, numbers, but not adding up. Aye, there's a villain at the end of this trail I've stumbled on, and I'll bet me good eye it ain't young Wilred. Any road, we've got a war to wage, so I'll let you go on. I just thought someone should know. I'll be seeing you, Ladry. So it seems we have a traitor in our own rows now. Interesting. Let's talk to another guy we may recruit. So Ishgard seeks cell swords to bolster its ranks, eh? Though I'm not sure I like the sound of the siege, those nobles will surely be generous with their rewards. But I have pledged myself to guard Revenant's toll. Modest work though it is, I am loath to break the terms of my contract. What to do. So he's unsure if he wants to help us. Volunteer my service in the defense of Ishgard? I think not. Dragons claimed the lives of every one of my brothers. I do not mean to offer them mine. It was to escape such a fate that I took up the mantle of adventurer in the first place. I would sooner die in the pursuit of fortune than huddled behind an ice wall. Fair enough. The other one is supposed to be above us. How do I get there? I mean, I could fly, but where exactly is it? Sell me blade to the Ishgardians. Well, them dragons are a fearsome lot, but I'd slay me fair share if the coin was good. I've worked for one of the knights before, you know. Watched me like a bloody hawk, he did. Still, I'd put up with worse than that for a heavy purse. At least he's honest. Spoken like a true adventurer. There you are, Lalakri. So, did you sway any hearts? One or two, eh? Well, added to mine, that makes 3 or 4, not including Slavborn's friends. We won't have the largest company in the army, but I'd say one Revenant's Toll veteran is worth a dozen clanking knights at least. She has a message for me from Alphinaud. Oh, I've been caught up with recruiting that I almost forgot. There's been a word from Alphinaud. Apparently, the alliance leaders are convening in Ulda to discuss Ishgard's plight, and they've requested your presence, as usual. Anyway, you'd best make your way to Ulda, or you'll be late. Alphinaud said that he would meet you on the Royal Promenade. Okay, let's teleport there. That was a misclick. I apologize. I don't even know what he said. Whatever it is, he says he feels obliged to attend. The Alliance leaders are already seated within. Let us join them, shall we? Yes.
We are well aware of Ishgard's dilemma, and we agree with your assessment.
Then I trust there are no objections to the Crystal Braves' intervention.
Ul'dah has none.
Gridania does not object.
The Crystal Braves are yours to command, Alfino. Do what you will. We shall pray for your success.
It was my hope that you would offer more substantial aid than prayer. I know it is within your means.
Guess that she doesn't want to help.
Do not presume that you have knowledge of our every concern. The Garleans and the Beast Tribes are but two of many. We are not in a position to contribute greatly to the defense of Ishgard, not when our own homes are still under siege.
Fair enough.
We dare not leave our interests in Cartano undefended as well. Teleji Adeleji and his ilk would seize control of the territories in our absence.
The enemy is at their gates, and you would cower behind yours?
No one is cowering, boy. We will offer what support we can.
Aye, support. A handful of men and no more.
Would that we could commit more than a token force to this cause. Yet there are others to whom you might turn. The free companies ever want for work.
Ah, yes. The free companies. They're not like to turn you down.
He truly is an evil Lalafey. I really doubted that would exist, but then we met him.
I beg your pardon? You would entrust the survival of Ishgard to sell swords? Crises like these are the very reason why this alliance was formed. It is our duty to aid our fellow man.
My duty is to my country and my people. If you expect us to place the welfare of a foreign power above our own, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
I was just about to complain when I read the beginning of your sentence. But yet, Tataru and Nanamo are super cute. They can't be evil.
Lest you doubt, Limsa comes first, then the Alliance, and finally, circumstances permitting, Ishgard and the rest. If you cannot understand so simple a concept, then you have no place at this table.
I mean, at least she is honest.
Forgive me, Admiral. I was careless in my choice of words.
I suggest you assemble a party of elite adventurers, assuming you haven't already. Your fellows served us well during Operation Archon. I dare say they will do so again. If I may, Your Grace, I wish to propose a redistribution of forces. If we entrust the security of Ul'dah to the Brass Blades for a time, we can dispatch a larger force to Ishgard. Grace?
Yes. Yes, of course. Do what you will.
Is her Grace not feeling well?
To the best of my knowledge, Her Grace is in perfect health.
I see. Carry on.
Once again, I owe you an apology. It seems you have been conscripted into leading a contingent of adventurers on yet another mission of inestimable danger. But I fear we have been left with little alternative. We cannot well abandon Lord Harchefort and Sir Emeric to their fate. We must abide by the Council's decision, a short sight as it is, and strive to fulfill our roles as Eorzea's guardians. Captain Albert, what news? Then the assault is begun? We have but this moment concluded our audience with the Alliance leaders. Move our forces into position. Your unit will join House Durin there at the Steel Vigil. Man the cannons alongside the knights and thin the Dravanian sword ere they descend upon Ishgard. I will join you as soon as I am able. Laladri, I would have you and your adventurer allies bolster the defense at the Steps of Faith. Report first to Sir Marcellian at the Gates of Judgment, and he will direct you to where you are needed most. May the gods grant us victory. I always forget that I can just instantly teleport. I can't advise drinking and flying. It makes it kind of look retarded. You are the appointed captain of the sellswords contingent. Then welcome. There is no shortage of blade work to be done. I don't even have a blade. As we speak, Dravanian skirmishing parties are harrying positions across the Central Highlands. I've assigned the Crystal Braves and your fellow adventurers to contain these scattered attacks, and for the present I would have you join them. This is, of course, merely a precourse of the assault on Ishgard proper. The wily serpents seek to divide and confuse our forces, but we will not be so easily drawn out of our position. The Temple Knights will remain on the steps of faith and continue our preparations. When the hordes arrive in force, they shall face a wall of Ishgardian steel. Report back to me once their advanced skirmishers are slain. I love fighting against meaties. You can just keep running in circles. Okay, over to Province Point. To go back and report. What news, adventurer? The reinforcements? Decimated, you say? The variants, devils, damned as scaly heights. Hold fast to your grief and fury, my lady. We will avenge the death of your fellows in the battles to come. No, I don't want to talk with my cat, so... Ere you commit yourself to the siege, you should know that it is you are tasked with defending. Beyond the gates of judgment lies the steps of faith, a great bridge of stone that leads directly to the city of Ishgard. More than simply a means to cross the seas of clouds, the bridge serves as a foundation for the arcane ward that forms the barrier we call Denethin's Collar. Alas, in dispelling the barrier's outermost layer, that thrice-damned witch, Aesart stripped the bridge of its protection, and thus are dragons now able to land unhindered upon the steps of faith. Should the Dravanians succeed in destroying the remainder of the wards, the winged devils will be free to swarm within the city itself. Needless to say, we cannot suffer that to happen. It shall be our task to defend to prevent any harm from coming to those parts of the bridge wherein the wards are sealed. 3 yet remain, and we have dispatched our forces accordingly. I would ask you and your comrades to accompany our defenders at the outermost ward. I should hope that includes us as well, yes? Who said that? Hey, the Scions. The Scions of the Seven Dawn? We could not well stand idly by while the horde threatened the good people of Ishgard. Indeed, to do otherwise would go against all the Master Lucius has taught us. As for where we might be of most assistance, I think it prudent we divide into 2 groups. Ida and I would join the rearguard. Right, if the dragon should reach us, we'll be sure to give them what for. Thank you, all of you. Pray speak with me again when your preparations are complete, and together we shall stand against the horde. Well then, let's help Ishgard. I trust you already then. Good. Come, let us make for the battlefield. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it was before. I also thought it would be with other people. I was already preparing for a snack break. Yeah, that's kind of what I suspected it would be. I'm also not okay.
Let's finish this quickly, shall we?
I shall make it quick.
can move again. I just follow the other signs, I guess.
To me!
What? I don't know if it's fall back is which direction.
No holding back!
Dragons, they are withdrawing. Victory is ours. Yeah, I now know that you can take NPCs in some of them, but I also won't recognize any differences, so... One of Nidhogg's greatest champion, slain. The Horde will not soon recover from this blow. But what of you, Nidhogg? Why did you not join your minions and make of this battle a slaughter? Have you grown so fond of the stench of your lair? Mayhap you prefer to have your allies fight your battles for you. You have a girl to do your bidding now, do you not? No matter, I shall slay Isard and all the rest. But I yearn to spill the blood of a great worm, Nidhogg, and only your death will stay my lance. I mean, they could just kill him while he's sleeping. Wouldn't be honorable, but you would say kill him. Liladri, the dragons are rooted. Lest you wonder, the fighting at the steel vigil was also fierce, but my crystal braves were not found wanting. I always want to say crystal balls. Don't know why. Commander Levelieu, Liladri, true to your word, you arrived to aid us in our hour of need. Could be. On behalf of the Holy See and the people of Ishgard, I offer you my humble thanks. Though I would stay and lavish you with well-deserved praises, I fear I must away to observe the aftermath of the siege. Not all the dragons are fled, and there are yet wounded to be carried from the field. Pray let us meet anon, that I might express my thanks with a proper courtesy. We have indeed achieved a victory of singular importance. With the Devanian horde thus weakened and scattered, the threat of Ishgard has been greatly diminished. And mayhap equally significant, the Holy See must now recognize the necessity of cooperation with foreign powers. Long have they barred their gates against the outside world, but I am confident that the day will soon come when Ishgard proclaims itself a member of the Eorzean alliance once more. Much have we sacrificed in our struggles against dragons and primals, the Ascians and the Empire, but step by unfaltering step we march ever nearer to our goal. And as ever, the journey is made with you in the van. The victory you have won this day gives us greater hope for the morrow. It's the hope that shall sustain us in the days to come and bear us past the many evils that yet seek to hinder our progress. Yes, we have done well, my friend, and I, for one, would take a moment to savor the enormity of our achievement. The demands of duty, however, allow me little time to levity. I must accompany Captain Ilbert back to Ulda and reassign those braves whose squad suffered heavy losses. You, my friend, have earned a rest as the Rising Stone. Pray return to Revenant's Toll and share your tale with Menphilia in person. We will see to informing the other nations of what took place here. Do be sure to give our regards to Minfilia. I have to say I prefer the duties with other people, because then at least if you don't know what you're doing, you can have a look what the others are doing and copy it or ask. With NPCs you're kind of stuck to figure it out, because some are just made to die. Laladri, welcome back. Alphinaud sent word of the siege, and of course of the role you played in ending it. Your deeds never cease to amaze me. Thank you. I mean, isn't that kind of the thing if you're a healer? To make sure that the tank stays alive? Minfilia seems loath to put you to further trouble so soon after your last great exertion. I haven't tried being a healer in a dungeon yet. I'm kind of scared of just killing everyone. You must be wary, Laladri, and now may very well be your only chance to... antecedent. A message from Ulda arrived with a missive for you. The royal seal. Curious indeed. Ah, an invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Eorzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nanamul Ulnamu invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ulda, in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege. You, for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurous contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. All three refuse to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of your triumph? But mayhap they simply seek to pretext to meet with the Asgardians, while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgar's return to the Eorzean Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn Moonbreeder, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse, but I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration, indeed, if the victorious hero were not present. Pray, content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tataru, if you would do me a favor of contacting the rest of the Scions? Oh, of course, Antecedent. And please let me know if there's anything else I can do. She seems unhappy. Curious, I have never known the Tarot to sigh at such request. Could aught be amiss? So if I understand your conversation right, you want to heal, but not to the point where you actually need to heal, where it's like work for you. Where did Tataru go? Tataru is conspicuous by her absence. Well, no shit. Tataru? I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied. Yeah, no. I guess I won't find her like that. So where could she have gone? Doesn't sound like a really nice boss then, if he doesn't do anything. I do. But I don't have that much space in it, so I just stored all my colors in there. I haven't fished that much yet. But I have lots of other crap laying in my inventory. Where could she be? Ah, up there. How do I get up there? Oh. Fair enough. Oh, the lottery. It's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing exactly, but it feels like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Minfilia before things get any worse. You always know what to say, the lottery. I'm glad we had this little chat. Well, I'm happy I could help her. I still don't know what's going on though. I've mainly did a story. I did some of my grand company questing and leveled the summoner, I think, to level 40 and the rogue and monk to level 10, I think, and just did some of the crafting jobs. I'm not very high with them though. Yes, Tataru, you have my undivided attention. I've been hesitant to broach the subject, what with the recent excitement, but Laladri made me realize that there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for. I'm not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned the rest. But I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent. You know me too well, antecedent. There is, in fact, something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the crystal braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Horibolda and Coltonet have been prompted from guard duty to fill out our need for competent warriors. And so it seems only right that I, too, should acquire the power to defend myself, and others, more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard. That's so cute. Can I have first a bodyguard too? Okay, what questline are you talking about? That's the first time I've always been knocked to the ground by a lalafell. I've never seen Mr. Tyrus so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help, antecedent? Not at present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me? Oh yes, pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol, and I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer, of the capable kind of course, be assigned to our party. Very well, I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able. My thanks, antecedent. I take my leave for you. I clicked it off before I read the rest. The Legacy of Alec. Don't think I have heard of that. Oh god, why do I have 2 quests then? Is it in this quest line or is it something separately? I'm curious now. I'm curious now. Do I have something like that? Is it that one? Okay, thank you. I think I was just collecting blue quests at some point, thinking it would be something interesting, and then most of them turned into dungeons, so I stopped. But good to know that I have to continue this quest at some point. Thank you. Now, okay, let's talk about an unexpected ambition first. The power to defend oneself. The Terror has ever been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Orianji mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Mayhaps she hopes to gain admittance in the Arcanist Guild in Limsa. Yes, that would be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the Guild and see that all is well? It is doubtless unwarranted, but surely I am not alone in my concerns for her safety. Let's do that first before I take the other one. And to the Arcanist Guild. Yeah, okay, I can walk there. Okay. She's downstairs, okay. Lalatri, what are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here, don't you see? I, Tataru Taru, shall become a great and powerful arcanist. And now, my mistress, I don't know how to pronounce that name. I must go and complete a special training exercise until we meet again. Ah, if it isn't Laladri, what brings you to the guild? So, you are acquainted with our newest member. An arcanist of your experience must see that her potential is somewhat lacking. Nevertheless, she would not be denied and goes now to undertake a first trial. A simulated inspection of 3 crates. Doubtless you recall receiving similar training under Kelia's supervision? A thought occurs to me. Why not oversee Tataru's training yourself, given your relationship with the girl and your familiarity with the task? I think you the ideal choice. You need only head to the cliffs south of the Sapphire Gate as before and observe at a distance. Cool, I can do that. Where exactly do I need to go for that though? Why Zeus sees the pie? Oh, she's singing something. Cute. For to bring the smuggler's plans to naught came to less whom none could fool. Beating with the backdraft, getting with the gust, decking with the downburst, go carbuncle go. That's cute. Ah, and this must be the true test. But we are ready for them, aren't we, Carbuncle? If he would stand on his hind legs as big as her. Carbuncle? Just run away from her. Come back, Kabunka, come back. Poor Tataru. I'm glad that we agree on that. Where did she go? I should have known you'd come, Ladry. You needn't say a word, your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame. Betrayed by my own carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I will inform Mistress of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Akanima, like so much else, is beyond me. No, don't say that. Am I even going the right way? Nope, I'm not. Back so soon. How fared our fledgling arcanist? Abysmally, mistress. Abysmally, as Laladri would testify. I was wrong to become an arcanist. Wrong as usual. I'm completely and utterly unqualified, and I sincerely apologize for wasting your time. Tataru, if that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitation, lest our ambition lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were this not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Scions are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree? Of course I do. You are too kind, mistress. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I should take your word to heart and try not to be discouraged. Tatara is considering her next course of action and how you might aid her in it. As fetching as these garments are, I fear I should never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stone without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful. Then to Coast del Sol we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. Coast del Sol? Where is that? Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the Drowning Watch told me to look. There is a certain variety in clam which can be harvested this time of year in Blatchio, one which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, those clams are also coveted by certain white creatures, and since I fared rather poorly in battle last time, let us be off. What fortune, I've already found one. Would you be so kind to keep watch while I work? This should only take a moment. Sure. Did I run way too far? Oh, what did happen? I am confused. Did I just keep leaving or am I doing something wrong? I did not know that. It's normally a really nice tactic with melees, because then they at least can't hit me with their normal, with their other stuff. Fair enough. Thought it made an actual difference if they can hit me or not. But I already tried my best to stay close to them. I didn't back away that far from them. Thank you for telling me, so I hope I don't have to continue doing this for the next few hours. Well fought, Larry, well fought. I knew it was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls, so named as for the reddish hue. They were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone, so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. Oh, that's so cute! It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people, in a way, right? Well, I mustn't keep flaming waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. With 2 secure provisions from the science in the Luminson market, she may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stone? If so, pray convey my apologies to the antecedent and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Farewell, Aladri, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? How about until we meet again? I don't like that smirk on her face. She's up to something. Fair enough. But at least not all of them are evil. Welcome home, Laladri. I gather you found the tower in Limsa. My, it sounds as though she had quite an adventure, and while it did not end as she had hoped, I suspect that it would prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. but I think I'm done for now. It's been a few hours. So, thank you a lot for watching. I will probably stream again tomorrow, so maybe I will see you again. Bye!